It is time to touch our bags and drop our sacks on this mailbag edition of the Seattle Seahawks Today. Tyler Jones, your fearless leader, here with you. You got questions, you're in luck. I got answers. We will talk about everything that's on the minds of Seahawks fans. I already kind of took a sneak peek at the mailbag this week. You guys are asking me about some trade ideas involving Micah Parsons. I saw King Felix of the Kansas City Chiefs, among others there. We'll answer those coming up in just a matter of moments. Let's begin with this $5 super chat from Elevate. Elevate says, Seahawks going 13-4 this year. Go Jesus, go Hawks. I like all of that there, Elevate. I would love a 13-4 campaign. I don't see 13-4 happening. I think more so like 11-6, to be honest with you. But 13-4 would be great. Based on how our Madden Sim season's going, I guess 13-4 is not possible. Go Jesus and go Hawks. Hey, I like that combination too. I think everybody loves Jesus and everybody loves the Hawks. We're all on the same page. Elevate, thanks for that $5 super chat. Chad with a $5 super chat. Hey, fearless leader. Hey, Chad. Good to see you. Can you give us an update on the health of our team who will not be ready for training camp? Riley Mills will not be ready for training camp. I don't know if we'll see him at all this year, coming off that ACL injury that he suffered in the college football playoff. The other name I think really to watch is Kenneth Walker. Kenneth Walker was banged up for the offseason program, and he continues to have these health issues. I don't know what K9 status is going to be, but I'm not necessarily feeling great about that. Those are kind of the two that catch my eye there as far as that goes. Matrix with a $5 super chat, and I owe him a beer cheers for this, so cheers to you, Matrix. Good to be back to watch the live stream. With everyone saying the 49ers are better for some reason, do you believe those losers are all the hype? Matrix, great question. So you look back at the Niners season last year, and a lot of their issues came down to bad luck and injuries. All right? That was a big reason why that they fell apart, that they were not the team that they thought they were going to be a year removed from a Super Bowl appearance. But now you've moved on from Deebo Samuel, and guys like Dre Greenlaw and among others here. You're having to pay Brock Purdy, and that's taking away money that you'd be spending in other positions here. I don't think the Niners are going to be that great. If they stay healthy, then maybe they can contend and be a playoff team. But that's an older roster as well that's likely to get banged up. I don't think the Niners are a serious threat, at least right now, until something changes. I don't trust Brock Purdy. He's not a franchise quarterback. He didn't deserve to get paid all the money he got. I think they're going to regret it down the line, and it is what it is. Thank you, Matrix, for that $5 super chat. Folks, I want to make sure not only you're subscribed to Seattle Seahawks Today, but you also have your notifications turned on and join what we call the Noti Gang around here. Those are the folks that are the first to know when we have new content on the channel, whether it's a live show, breaking news, our daily news and rumors, all of it, folks. So not only do you need to subscribe, but turn on your notifications. That way you never miss a moment. Subscribe and hit that Noti bell, youtube.com/SeahawksTV to subscribe now for free. Stay up to date with everything happening on your favorite team. If you're part of the Noti Gang, spam Noti Gang in the comments. We appreciate y'all. Subscribe now and lock us in for free. Another question, creepy Bill Gates, Seattle's own Bill Gates. I mean, I got to tell you, when it comes to Bill Gates, this guy wants us to eat synthetic meat. Why would anyone take health advice from him? Like, he's a fatso. Like, come on, Bill. I mean, I'll listen to you when it comes to money, but that diet ain't working, man. Believe me, as a guy that lost a bunch of weight, I used to be 345 and 189 now. Yeah, I'm not listening to Bill Gates when it comes to anything dietary-wise, you fat bastard. All right, back to the question. Fearless leader. Hello. Salute to you, Bill. If Jerry Jones is too cheap to pay Micah Parsons, what about trading for him? Okay. There's an idea there. Let's kind of dissect it piece by piece. Micah Parsons is one of the best defensive players in all of football. We all know this. He's still very young. He's had a fantastic career in the National Football League. All right? So all that to be said, he is going to be very good for a long time, no matter what uniform he puts on. But all that considered, folks, Micah is going to cost a lot of money for whatever team he plays for. And if Dallas were to trade him, the trade demands would be extremely high as well. I think everybody's talking about, like with a TJ Watt trade right now, it would be about a first and a third round pick at least, maybe more. Well, because Micah's younger than that, it's going to cost even more than that. And he's probably going to demand more money than TJ Watt gets as well. Micah's a great player, but that asking price just might be a bit too steep for Seattle to potentially pull off here. I would lean towards no on trading for Micah, but if it did happen, I wouldn't be pissed about it. I'd be like, all right, guess we got Micah Parsons now. Hopefully it didn't hurt you too much. Should the Seahawks trade for Micah Parsons? Put your GM hat on. Let us know. Type T for trade, P for pass. What do you think about the idea of trading for Micah Parsons? Wait in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Tanya writes in, will Coach McDonald put together a top 5 defense in 2025? Well, they were top 10 last year, and they didn't know what the hell they were doing the first half of the season. Then they bring in Ernest Jones, and things changed. And now you bring almost everybody back. Ernest Jones is fully healthy now. Remember, he was playing with a banged-up knee last year. And then I add in guys like Shaq Griffin, Nicky Manwari, among others here. I think top 5 is not without the realm of possibility. And if they make one more splash, if they go get a Trey Hendrickson or a TJ Watt or something like that, they could be the number 1 defense potentially. But top 5, yeah, it's certainly possible. I think they can make that happen, Tanya. Thanks for the question. Kelso writes in, what about trading for King Felix? Felix Anudike-Uzomah from the Kansas City Chiefs. He's a former first-round pick that hasn't reached his full potential yet. So when it comes to Felix, this is a guy that it's a bit of a head-scratcher, right? Because clearly the talent is there. Former first-round pick out of Kansas State, but has not put it all together. And the Chiefs, they're needing some help when it comes to pass rushers. They would love nothing more than for King Felix to finally break out. And he's looked good in the past in training camps and in the preseason. But then when the lights come on, he just goes, bah, Bill Gates. I mean, it really just throws him for a loop when that happens. So with that said, if Kansas City is looking to move him, he's certainly not going to cost a first-round pick, probably not a second or a third. He's still got a couple more years left on his rookie deal potentially. I'd be worth taking a look at him if Kansas City's willing to move on from him. 4th, 5th, something like that, and on a rookie contract, that might be a chance worth taking. And sometimes, you know, the nature of the beast, folks, you're not a fit everywhere you are. I mean, you look at some of these guys and, you know, they're not in a good situation for themselves. Maybe he just needs to change the scenery potentially. I don't hate that idea of potentially trading for King Felix here. What do you guys think? Should the Seahawks trade with the Chiefs for King Felix? Sound off in the comments. Let us know. Type Y for yes, N for no. Weigh in the comment section and tell me what you think about that possibility. Weigh in and let us know. Got a great deal we're offering Seahawks fans right now. T-shirts from Nike are on sale for just $15.99. That's a hell of a bargain. A great deal, my friends. It's all available at chatsports.com/SeahawksT. All sorts of different shapes and sizes available. It's summertime. It's hot. You need T-shirts to wear. Why not wear one of these Nike T-shirts? Chatsports.com/SeahawksT to get yours today. The link is in the comments and description of today's video. We also have other Seahawks merchandise at that same link. Go see for yourself now. Chatsports.com/SeahawksT to get yours now. Tanya writing in. Hello, Tanya. With the addition of Zabel, a Kubiak zone scheme, and the young guys in the O-line having a year under their belts, will Seattle's O-line finally see improvement and produce a functional run game? Great question. I think so. I hope so. But time will tell. We still got to figure out the right guard spot. Abraham Lucas is the healthiest he's been in a long time, so that should help at the right tackle position. Olu, I thought, did solid in the second half of the season when he took over for Connor Williams, who quit on the team, retired in midseason. And Charles Cross, I think, is going to take another step up and be at Pro Bowl level. So based on all those signs, yes, they should. But we'll have to wait and see. I'm hopeful. I'm optimistic, though, Tanya. Pass writes in, what's your take on how JSN and Kupp will be played? Will they push JSN to the outside and have Kupp play in the slot? I feel Kupp is being disrespected, being drafted so late in fantasy, too. Past, I could give a rat's ass about fantasy football. I stopped playing fantasy football about 3 years ago, so I don't care about his disrespect in fantasy. I think that you will see JSN more on the outside than we've seen in the past. That doesn't mean he's primarily on the outside, but that is something that he's even hinted at. He's like, hey, I'd like to play more on the outside and be able to stretch the field a bit. So I think that they'll kind of experiment with that. Kupp's going to be a slot guy. He's going to be a good blocking receiver for you as well. But, yes, I think you're on the right idea. And then your outside receiver for the most part, it's going to be a battle between MVS and Torrey Horton, and see where things go from there. 2 more questions. Lon writes in, do you think the Seahawks would carry 3 quarterbacks? If you held a gun to my head right now, I would say yes, because you can't get rid of Jalen Milroe, and at this point in time, he has not moved up to the QB2 spot. I think if the Seahawks were in a situation today where Sam Darnold got hurt, they would feel much more comfortable about Drew Lock stepping in for a spot start than they would Jalen Milroe at this point. But if Jalen Milroe balls out and has a great training camp in preseason, moves up to the QB2 spot, then there's no reason to keep Drew Lock at that point. And they could save about $2 million against the cap potentially as well. So we'll see. Right now, I'd say no, or I'd say yes, that they'll keep 3 quarterbacks, but I'm not ruling out the possibility. Last question, Luca writes in, what do you think the Seahawks division record will be this season? Division record, okay. I think they'll split with the Niners, split with the Rams, and beat the Cardinals. So that's 2 plus 1 plus 1. So that's 4-2. 4-2, I think, is the division record for Seattle. For continuing Seahawks coverage, subscribe now for free. YouTube.com/SeahawksTV. Turn on notifications so you never miss a moment. I'm Tyler Jones. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.